So you've been searching for a long time, searching for some peace of mind. God is the answer, and He hears your prayers. Just come to the Father, He'll be right there. The Potter, He wants to make you whole. Just receive the word from the Potter's house.
The trial, the stand, the testimony. The trial, the stand, the testimony. Remain standing. According to James chapter 1 verse 2, it reads, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Verse 12 reads, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." I'll read the first parts of both of those scriptures. "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials." Verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial." Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial. You may be seated. Just in case you all were wondering, this is our adventure. The courtroom. Make you nervous? It should. This is where we are. I'm at the judge's bench. I will be playing several roles during this message, so try to keep up. It might go very fast. Brother Mizell, even though he didn't know it, he's going to be playing the role of the stenographer. So you can stay back there at the keys, if you please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be the congregation, and these lovely people sitting to my left will be the jury. So follow me. When the saints are put on trial, it's not a trial that will go in vain, but it gives us the opportunity to testify about the goodness of God and give Him glory through the painful events that take place throughout our lives. The purpose of a trial is to figure out who's guilty and who's innocent. Whatever crime you're being accused of, after the judge is presented with evidence, arguments, and testimonies of the fact, he or she will then decide their verdict. Guilty or not guilty. While preparing for a trial after receiving the news that you've been accused, you must do a few things in order to prepare, in order to be ready. Number one, you gotta hire a good lawyer. This is in the natural. Someone who knows your rights better than you. Someone who has the confidence to win even when all evidence is stacked up against you. You need someone who knows how to defend you. Number two, practice your testimony. Practice it. Everyone in that courtroom needs to hear what you have to say in order to make the right decision. So there's no time to mess up. Number three, if there be any, do not temper with any evidence. If someone breaks something, there's no need to fix it. Just take it, bring it before the judge, and let him decide what to do. There are some famous trials in the world. Y'all can already probably say the number one that I'm thinking of. If you weren't born in the 90s, you won't know, or early 90s, you won't know. What trial am I talking about? The O.J. Simpson trial. That's the one where OJ had the dream team. I think it was about 6 attorneys. I'm talking about beastly attorneys. Chew you up and spit you out. Just savage. Didn't even care. Lie, whatever it took. They were in there to win. Johnny Cochran had that famous phrase with the glove. I think it was, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah. If the judge don't fit, you must have quit. And guess what? OJ got off. And they won that trial. You know they had to be some really, really good lawyers. Because I'm just saying, in my own personal opinion, we'll leave that alone. Pastor said he sure did. But he got famous, even more famous than he already was for getting off in his trial, for winning the trial, for walking away scot-free, because he had good representation fighting for him. He was prepared. And that trial lasted for, I think, months. It was really, a really long trial. But he won the case, so that's all that matters. There are several court cases in the Bible, a few. And we know that our own Savior went on trial. He didn't have to prove his own innocence, he's God. But he ended up dying anyway so that all of us could tell his testimony. We go through trials as saints in the kingdom, but we know that the outcome is always rigged in our favor. Amen. I love that. Now, there has been times in the past where judges have gotten in trouble for ruling in the favor of someone for the wrong reasons. But when you got God as your judge, who can question him? In a courtroom, you have what's called a stenographer, which is played by Brother Mizell today. Keep them fingers a-moving. I'm going to need you to record everything I'm saying, Brother Mizell. Look alive. So you have the stenographer, and they're in charge of typing out the motions. If somebody gets up, they have to write that down. There you go. Keep track of all of it, because you can't miss anything. In the same way, God is making record of everything we say and everything we do while we are present in our trial. He's looking at how we respond. Looking at if we're focused enough to keep our eyes on him. Looking at if we can't pay attention to him under the pressure. When the hard questions are being asked, or when it looks like the cross-examiner is about to make a breakthrough. He's looking at all of that. Even when it looks like the plaintiff is gaining on us, he's watching, observing, looking to see if we will remain confident in his word, in his promises. Psalms 34:19, can they remember that? Many are the afflictions of the righteous. So you're going through a trial, but you can take it. You can take a licking and keep on ticking, that's what they say. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. So you may be in the trial, but if you stay in his will, he will deliver you and allow you to win your case. Many of us have or are currently going through some form of sickness or disease, or maybe we know someone like that. And God is looking at our spiritual integrity, how we react to the issues that we're facing. Maybe it's in the mind. Maybe it's our finances. Maybe our relationships. Maybe it's our faith. But God allows these trials to take place so that he can bring us through, and so that he can bring us to the stand in order to tell our testimony for his glory. When we go through difficult things, it gives us a platform to be able to share with others on how God delivered, and delivered so well. That's what the stand is. It's a platform. If you notice the stand, you have to climb a little higher to get up there. Then you can see things a little bit better instead of on level ground. So your trials take you higher in a sense. That's what God is preparing us for, to take the stand. We have the trial, we got to take the stand and tell our testimony for His glory. So the platform. When you testify, you have people on the sidelines, them over there. I'm so sorry, Pastor and First Lady, but today I just got to call you haters, okay? You got your haters over there. That's right. Play your role. That's what I'm talking about. So you got your haters on the sidelines, which is also the jury. They're trying to decide whether or not you're guilty or innocent. That sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Much like Job's friend when he was going through his trial, he had several friends on the sideline paying attention to everything that he was doing, everything that he was going through, everything that he was saying, trying to decide whether or not he was guilty or innocent. Some friends. And until God showed up, they were just thinking that he was guilty the whole time. God had to prove that Job was innocent in the face of the jury, of his haters, who he thought was close friends that loved him. Wow. Wow was right. And so God showed up and did that in the face of the jury. They couldn't understand how he could be going through all of the things that he was going through and actually be devout, serving God, and loving Him at the same time, because that just doesn't make sense. That wasn't the custom back then. You don't go through all of that if you serve God, right? You don't go through any trials. You stay clean, squeaky clean, right? Wrong. You may have unsaved relatives thinking, how could they be going through all of this if they're saved, if they go to church? Why they always sick? Why they ain't never got no money? Why they sleeping on the floor? Why they gotta catch the bus everywhere they go? Why they gotta ask me to hold something? Yeah. That's the jury's job, to get together and just talk. They don't get paid for it, but that's what they do. Just get together and just talk. Because they don't have that spiritual mindset. They have a carnal mindset, so they don't have that understanding that when you belong to God, you may go through some things, but He allows that trial to come to bring you to the stand so that you can tell your testimony. Even sometimes people in the church will be looking. Oh, hey, praise the Lord. Oh my gosh. Can't even make out what they're saying. They probably don't even know half of what they're saying. But it doesn't stop them. I know, right? No, you don't. And even the people on your job will be like, oh my gosh, why are you going through such horrible mess? I thought you said you were a Christian. Like, doesn't God have magical powers or something? Can't He just take all of that away? They don't understand. They don't understand that if we never went through what we went through, God would not be able to build our testimony, and He wouldn't be able to display His miraculous powers in the faces of the jury, of the naysayers, of the haters. Well, when we are put on trial, the devil tries to act as the attorney that cross-examines you, and you, and you, and you, and you. You know, an attorney's #1 goal is to get you to crack under pressure while you're on trial. Try to get you to act outside of your character. Try to get you to say things that you really don't mean. Try to get you to stumble over your words and forget everything that you learned so that when you testify, our stenographer back here, hands just keep on moving. When you testify, it'll be on record and it can't be revoked. It can't be taken back. Thank you, Brother Marzel. You know how those lawyers be. If you've seen them on TV, they always got to do some digging, do their homework, find out about the person's past, what they did when they were 5, 2.5 years old, like that makes a difference now. But they use it. Whatever they can get their hands on, they will use it and abuse it. Try to make it seem like you're crazy. Like you done lost your complete mind. Like what happened to you a long time ago is still affecting you to this day. Making it seem like you really did something wrong when you're really, actually innocent. They try a bunch of reverse psychology. Try to psych your mind. Well, the devil, the deceiver, the accuser of the brethren, he does the same thing. You'll be going through your trial, aching in your body, internally, externally, everything is just painful, you feel beat up, you feel disgusting, all of that going on. And he's badgering you, picking on you, trying to make you think that you're crazy because you're Christian and going through this trial. Mentally, going through a whirlwind of emotions, mind-boggling. Maybe you suffered a tragic loss and you're in a bit of despair, or financially in extreme drought. I'm talking broke. This is the only thing you hear when you put your hands together. No clink, clink, no shh, shh, shh. Just your fingers squeaky. That's it. Maybe you're going through a financial trial in the moment. Maybe all of your relationships are unhealthy and chaotic. Every area of your life is suffering the ultimate test. And it seems like the already invisible God is truly not visible in any way. It seems like he's not there. Like he's not present in your situation. Like, God, where are you? God, don't you see me? Pin drop. God, I'm your child. You see me down here going through. What's up, God? Like, I'm really just starting to panic now. Okay, God, okay. Not one more day. Next day comes, okay, Lord, you know how much I can take. Yeah. How is it that you're going through all of that and you belong to a king who owns everything? Yes. It doesn't have to make sense to us. But again, he's using this trial to set you up, put you on the stand, so that you can tell your testimony. And while it seems like he's not present in your situation, that is a very low and cold place to be. But all the while, each and every one of you have managed to keep on coming to church. All the while, you managed to continue to endure. All the while, you continue to undergo persecution on the job. And you managed to keep on contending for the faith, to live a life unashamed for Jesus, still singing in the choir, still ushering on the usher board, still serving in the nurses ministry. And here comes the accuser of the brethren. Bailiff, don't go anywhere, I need you. Here he comes. Stay right there, please. So here he comes. The devil, just like he always does, focusing the same way the judge is almost, paying attention to every move that you're making, and please believe he done did his homework. So, here I go, playing my role, okay? This is like Jim Carrey, liar, liar, but not that extreme. Your Honor, I'd like to call a surprise witness, if I may. Thank you, Your Honor. Bailiff, would you please grab little Loretta Evans for me? I believe she's in the 8th row back. Yeah, she's back there looking shady.
She's guilty. Get it.
See? Your Honor, they're in my favor. Jury's already on my side. Looking good for me. That's right. How do you do? Thank you, little Loretta Evans. Please be seated. And Your Honor, if I may approach the witness, if it pleases the court. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Can I get you to state your name for the record?
Loretta Evans.
Loretta Evans. I thought it was Lil Loretta Evans. Okay. So the devil will come along and he'll try to accuse the witness. This is God's witness right before me. Now, Lil Loretta Evans, or just Loretta Evans for the record, Your Honor. When people ask you how you're doing, you often say, I'm blessed and highly favored. You don't really believe that about yourself, do you? Now, why would you say that if you don't really believe that about yourself? You don't believe that you're blessed. You was just complaining the other day. You don't believe that you're highly favored of God, because you always got something to say. And don't be talking about, well, when they ask me how I'm doing, I'm just speaking it into existence, because you know Christians like to do that science type stuff. Speaking it into the air. Creepy. My gosh. If you're really not fine, don't say I'm fine. Don't say I'm good. Don't say I'm blessed. This is what a sane person would do. You say how you're feeling. So why would you say that about yourself? Why do Christians say those things about themselves? Your Honor, I'm dealing with a bunch of confused people out here saying things that they don't really mean. Saying things like, God bless, see you tomorrow, Lord willing. How do you know that you're going to live another day to be blessed and highly favored? Are you mocking God? Are you saying that you know the plans for tomorrow? And this is the thing that really gets me, Your Honor. The Potter's House of Jesus Christ Saints love to remix a song. And one of their favorite songs to sing, even their leader, the man of God, just likes to bust out, when will he come through? Every time, every time, when will he come? Every time. They like to do a dance with it and all that. Every time you turn around, he's making a way. You have to catch the bus here. way or a lift way. And it's snowing outside in October. But every time you turn around, every time he's making a way. That's ridiculous. And then some of you guys have to struggle to put gas in your car to get here. Almost running on fumes. But every time, got the nerve to say it 3 times almost? He's making a way? That's ridiculous. Your Honor, it is my belief that every single individual in here is putting on a good front for the court. Putting on a good front in front of their peoples, in front of the people at work, the co-workers, your family, friends. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, and I got this from a legitimate source, some of them in the parking lot, sitting outside in the car, were just going through some things, crying in their cars. Just wanted to sob, boo-hoo all over the place. And the only reason why they didn't let it go fully how they wanted to is because they didn't want their little mascara to run and ruin their face. They didn't want to look crazy in front of the rest of the Christians. That's the only reason. Some of them were throwing full-blown tantrums. And now they're up in here shouting. Every time. Praising and worshiping. Singing Waymaker. Your Honor, up one minute, down the next. To me, this sounds like the case of a crazy person. It's a little bipolar if you ask me. You know, Lil Loretta Evans, you've been like this since you were a kid. Always wanted to be in control. Gotta have it your way or no way at all. But then you say you have faith. I beg to differ, Lil Loretta Evans. Your faith isn't even the size of a mustard seed. Isn't that what the Bible requires to start out with? Your faith is not even the size of the dust on this floor. It's pretty much non-existent. So why are you still crying out to God? Would you tell us? Why are you still crying out to God? Who sits there and talks to someone day and night that they can't even see? Who cries out to someone who's invisible, they've never seen him, and they've only read about him in a little storybook? You do. All of you do. And you. You already heard the doctor's final report. Why are you still visualizing victory in your future? Hasn't the doctor already told you that nothing good can come from this? So why are you still visualizing the victory? Matter of fact, Your Honor, humor me if you will, Your Honor, but I think this young lady is calling herself a medical professional. Going against what the doctor has told her. She won't receive the news. The doctor says this, she says no. Did you go to medical school? Do you understand medicine? Do you have your own practice? I didn't think so. And the devil's lies and deception and accusations go on and on and on and on. But that is when your representation, your defense attorney, Jesus, shows up to holler, objection, Your Honor, he's badgering the witness. seat of the judge, he says, sustained. That means the devil can no longer try to attack you with his words. Try to get a rise out of you. Try to gain an emotional response. Get you to crack under pressure. Get you all in your feelings. Stay, Larita. Thank you, bailiff. That is his goal. So then the devil might say something like this. All right, Your Honor, excuse me. I got a little ahead of myself. Little Larita Evans, do you really expect, honestly, you've got to dig deep and ask yourself, do you really expect for the saints, your co-workers, your family, to believe that in the midst of these trials that you faced, have faced, will face, that you still praise God? That you continue to live for Him? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The first thing you do is start cursing. The first thing you do is just say, I wish I could find a way out of being a Christian. I can't take living in this Christian life anymore. It's too much. Or maybe you even think that you want to end your own life prematurely. That's exactly what you do. Am I right? At least you want to do it. All of this from the enemy while you're going through your trial. It doesn't stop. Playing tricks on your mind. Dragged through the mud by all of these secrets that they keep carrying that's weighing them down, 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 lower, lower, lower. But God came and delivered you out of all of those things. He delivered you out of the mental roadblock and delivered you out of the spiritual headache. Your testimony is going to help somebody. Your testimony is going to deliver that one who's on medication. Help them to stop popping the pills. Maybe even keep them from taking their own lives. People's lives, other people's lives. So don't be intimidated by the stand. Don't be fearful to get up there. God is putting you on display for His glory. Don't be fearful of those behind you and those around you trying to judge you. Keep your mind focused. Keep your mind focused. And know that only God sits in the seat of the judge. Man might think he has the power. But I'm telling you right now, he only got what God gives. Which is real big. He only has what the Lord allows him to have. And God has the final say-so. And at the end of the day, God will render His final verdict. And if you stay in His will, you will win. If you stay in the will of God, you will win. So I admonish you on tonight to get up and tell it. I said, get up and tell it. I dare you to stand to your feet, and you don't have to go around the room sharing it with anybody, but just declare to yourself, testify to yourself, God delivered me, God brought me out, God healed me, God made a way for me. Get up and tell it. Come on, testify to yourself. Testify unto God how God did it and did it so well. Get up and tell it. Go to your neighbor and tell it. Run and tell it. After all, it's for His glory. So you got to tell it. He'll lead you to the right people. So you got to tell it. He'll lead you to the right people on a good day, the right people on a bad day. You just got to be willing to open up your mouth and tell it. Even before you make it out of the trial, you got to begin to tell it. Even if it looks like it's not going to happen for you, you got to still tell it. Even before the fight is finished, you got to tell it. Even though it tarries, you still got to tell it. The word is your stage, so you really got to tell it. You got to be able to stand before the people and tell your testimony for God's glory. If God is telling you to tell it, what you got to do? If God is telling you to tell it, what are you going to do? God is holding you responsible, so you got to tell it. Your story is going to blow people's minds, so I dare you to just tell it. You might have to cry every single time you tell it, but you gotta tell it. It might hurt you. You might be ashamed. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's very painful. But guess what? You still gotta tell it. If God is leading you to tell it, you can't hide behind it. Tell the bill collector, I don't know, whoever you gotta tell him. Whoever has a listening ear, tell him. Tell your testimony on how God has healed you, set you free, healed you, set you free. This is Pink Weekend, healed you, set you free, delivered you, restored you, replaced some things, replaced some things, replaced some things. So you can be excited about when God replaces some things when you don't got many things. Be excited. Tell them about how God replaced some things, gave you new life in Him. Ask yourself, what kind of opportunities have you been given to tell it? Stop letting them pass you by. What is God wanting you to say? There's a song that says, I believe it's by John P. Key, and the words say, the thing that you want to hide is the thing that He wants to use. So stop hiding and tell your testimony. Jesus told the man with the demons, He said, return to your home and declare how much God has done for you. And the word says He went away, proclaiming throughout the whole city how much Jesus had done for him. Not just any old body, but how much Jesus had done for him. And I don't know about you, Bloomington is kind of small, Richfield is small, Minneapolis is pretty big. Can you imagine going to run and tell the whole city, Jesus did it for me? In order to reach everybody, you gotta be super loud. Because it's gonna take some time. Can't be like, oh my gosh, Kira. That's not exciting at all. Oh my God! Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all about how good my God is. Oh my Lord. God did it for me. He brought me out. He healed me. On my worst day. He did it for me. Even when it looked like He wasn't going to do it, He did it! Even when all the evidence was standing up against me. Let me hurry up and get over here. Get up! Guess what? God did it! He healed me! He gave me a breakthrough! He gave me a breakthrough! He set me up for my ministry! He took me higher! He took me to a place where no man can take me! Oh, He did it, and He did it so well! Matter of fact, not only did He do it, He's still doing it! Not only did He do it, He's still doing it! Not only did He bring me through, He's still bringing me through! Not only did He bring me through, He's still bringing me through! Slowly but surely, slowly but surely, slowly but surely, it's gonna happen! It's gotta happen! It's a guarantee! You wanna know why? Because I am in His will! When you're in His will, you're gonna win. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. Rigged in your favor. Rigged in your favor. Rigged in your favor. Rigged in your favor. Don't worry about the jury. Rigged in your favor. See how she stood this whole time? This is how I fight my battle. She didn't need to say a word. She knew that the verdict was already rigged in her favor. And all the while, the Lord, who is the judge, sat here the whole time letting that goofy prosecuting attorney, the devil, the accuser, just make a fool of himself. He knew it wasn't going to take her out. She barely even flinched. Barely even moved. Who knows what was going on in her mind on the inside? That doesn't even matter. She stood her ground. The bailiff went and took her through the waves of the trial to put her up here. She took the stand, and now she can tell her testimony. tell it like no one else can. So I dare you to get excited. Get excited. Get excited. Get excited. Get excited. This is how we're going to end the message. Get excited. We're going to go out in a praise. Is that all right? Is that